Recording there. Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So, guys, thank you everyone for joining. We're always really happy to have you guys, and I know you had quite a few technical questions. I think we could answer quite a few of them, but it's always better, if you've got the actual company that we're working with uh, involved with us in our chats, that you guys can have a chat with them and ask them any questions or technical questions that we couldn't answer. I think I might jump into the surprise that Pierre gave me. I mean, if you guys remember on the last AMA that we did, or the Skyfi chat, if you like, I mentioned there was a question, I think, by Renegade about how we would do the accounting, and how the transparency would occur, and where I mentioned that there was a connection where the drones have got a connection directly to the internet, with which Pierre was giving us access to, and then with this what do you call it, with this um, platform, we were able to see how many hours the drone worked. We were able to see who were the pilots, the invoices, etc. Now, what I did not know is what Pierre just told me a couple of minutes ago, was that, as you know, our contract with Pierre, we on a gross profit sharing. So the higher Pierre's gross profits are, the higher the returns are, the rewards are for NFT holders. So what Pierre informed me, I'm just going to go very, very quick into it, and then let Pierre jump into it. But the program is actually called Blue Tech, which is blue like the color, BLUE, and then tag, TAG, Tango Alpha Golf. Pierre actually has the rights of that software for all of France, and he's going to be selling it, which will then increase the gross revenue of Drone Tech, which again in turn increases the rewards that we receive, and in turn equates to rewards to NFT holders. So, Pierre, do you want to maybe explain quickly about about Blue Tech, and then we can jump into a few more questions after that?
Sure. Then, sorry guys, I can do in French. Would be better if you want to understand some things, and Greg will translate in English. Uh, the concept of drone tech is a drone, what is visible, c'est ce que l'on voit le mieux. On voit quand on fait le travail, mais derrière le drone, il y a un software, un software qui comprend l'ensemble des opérations et de la gestion des opérations.
Okay, hold on, Pierre. So basically, what Pierre's saying there is, as the drones are flying, there is a software that controls and watches over all the gestion, all the operations. So basically, that software monitors the drones in real time, all the time. Go on, Pierre.
Et pas seulement le drone, hein, c'est pas quand le drone commence à voler, c'est même avant. C'est-à-dire quand les gens qui travaillent sur le drone, le pilote, qui vont aller sur le chantier, c'est monitoré depuis leur départ de chez eux. C'est à quelle heure ils sont, où ils sont, quand est-ce que le travail commence, jusqu'à la fin de leur journée.
Okay, so basically, that software doesn't only just record when the drones are working, it actually records from the very second that these drone pilots leave their house. So the second that these guys leave their house and they're on their way to the job site, the software is already recording their actions and and where they're going, and all that on the drones.
Ce qui veut dire que le client lui-même peut suivre et savoir qu'est-ce qu'on fait, où on en est. Il n'a pas à se dire est-ce qu'ils vont venir, est-ce qu'ils seront à l'heure, est-ce que ça se passera bien ou pas. Tout est accessible dans une forme d'intranet dans lequel les clients eux-mêmes ont accès pour savoir ce qui se passe. Et ça, c'est important.
So basically, what Pierre says, very important there, is that the client won't have to worry about if the technician or the drone pilots are on their way or not. The actual company will be able to follow in real time where the pilots are, if they are on their way, what time they've left, what time they're expected to arrive, etc.
Après ça, le software donc, va gérer tout l'ensemble du chantier. Quand je dis gérer l'ensemble du chantier, c'est-à-dire que chaque personne pourra voir quel centimètre carré de la façade a été fait, quand, comment, à quelle heure. Il y aura une vidéo qui sera prise. La vidéo a deux objets. Il a l'objet d'informer le client. Il a l'objet pour nous de collecter des data. Et il a objet aussi pour la sécurité, si un accident intervenait ou si une discussion intervenait, de s'en servir. Légalement, on doit donner à la police, par exemple, s'il y a un accident quelconque, la vidéo.
Okay, so basically, so the software will then also be able to say how many square meters it's busy doing. It will also be making, it'll tell you where the drone's actually busy working at that time on the building. It will also share the video with the company that's hired it, and that video is recorded. Like, for example, if there's an accident of the drones or something, and the police request that video footage, well, then that video footage is available to the police, for example.
À côté de ça, on a toute la gestion des fournitures, des suppliers, etc., la gestion interne qui nous dit combien il y a de produits qui ont été utilisés, comment ces produits ont été utilisés, combien il faut en reprovisionner et quand, le matériel, le maintien, l'entretien.
So also what this platform will do is it will monitor the amount of quantity of chemicals and cleaning agents and all that. So it will automatically know when they're running low on what chemicals or what cleaning agents, and automatically order that.
Ce qui va nous permettre, donc, l'ensemble de ce software nous permet deux choses. Principale pour le client, la première, c'est qu'il aura un devis extrêmement détaillé du travail qui va être fait, comment il va être fait, à quelle heure il va être fait, pourquoi il est fait comme ça, quelle est la méthode de travail, comment on va travailler, etc. Combien de temps ça va durer, il aura toutes ces informations pour prendre sa décision. Ensuite,
hold on, Pierre. Let me first get that one out. So the first thing is that will give the client a very detailed invoice. So the client will know exactly how much product was used, why so much product was used, how many square meters it took to use that product. So basically, his whole invoice will be broken down step by step in very big detail. Cheers, T-Max. Go on, Pierre.
Après ça, quand le travail sera fait, dès que le drone a fini son travail, il est reposé, automatiquement une facture est envoyée au client. Avec le détail de tout ce qui a été fait, les incidents recordés, etc., et la vidéo.
So as soon as the drone has finished its job and it lands again, automatically the software will send an invoice to the customer detailing exactly what, how many square meters were cleaned, how much product was used, as well as the video of the drone cleaning the building.
Donc, chaque personne travaillant à Drone Tech est capable de trouver un client, puisque le software fait l'ensemble de l'opération. Ce qui est important, c'est de savoir que ce software, il n'est pas applicable qu'au drone. Donc, nous allons le vendre à d'autres opérateurs. Ce software nous permettra de monitorer des drones qui seront aux États-Unis, des drones qui seront en Russie, des drones qui seront sur l'Ukraine, qui seront en Afrique, des drones qui seront en Chine, en Thaïlande, au Groenland. On pourra monitorer l'ensemble. Donc, ce software pourra s'appliquer à n'importe quelle industrie. Quelqu'un qui fabriquera des voitures pourra utiliser ce software. La personne verra sa voiture sur la chaîne de production, comment elle est faite, comment elle est assemblée, quand elle sera livrée, quel bateau elle va prendre, à quelle heure elle va arriver, etc.
So basically,
donc ça va un peu plus loin.
This software goes a little bit further than just drones. The software can actually be used in all parts of the industry. So basically, it's not just drones. It can be used on cars. It can be used on in many different areas. So that software will also be sold by Pierre. So, for example, that software would be able to monitor drones all over the world, be it in America, be it in China, be it in Thailand. So it will be the same software, again, which is being sold as part of drone tech. And again, like I say, guys, very, very important, goes into the gross profit of drone tech, which I think you guys all understand. Pierre, there's a quick question there from T-Max, which I just want to jump into quickly, but he's asking, what is the cleaning product composed of, and what are the ecological impacts?
Okay. I am not. Je vais pas parler du produit en premier, je vais parler de la méthode. Il y a différentes méthodes de nettoyage pour différents cas de support. Si on est sur un support en glace, on utilise de l'eau osmosée. L'eau osmosée, c'est une eau qui est parfaitement pure, qui a plus de minéraux, qui a plus de contaminants à l'intérieur.
Okay, so basically, so Pierre says before he talks about chemicals, he'll just talk about the different methods. So, for example, if he's cleaning windows, so if those drones are cleaning windows, they will use reverse osmosis water, I'm guessing, osmosis water. So they use reverse osmosis water, which then has no minerals in it to clean the windows. Okay, go on, Pierre, sorry.
Pour les façades sur d'autres supports, la pierre, le ciment, etc., la peinture, on travaille sur un produit qui n'est pas un produit chimique. C'est un produit qui est naturel, qui est comply, je sais pas comment dire en français, comply avec l'environnement. Mais ce qui est très important, il faut savoir que dans le nettoyage de façade, les composants qui sont utilisés sont extrêmement régulés. Aujourd'hui, il y a des amateurs qui nettoient avec de la chlorine, par exemple, ce qui est formellement interdit.
Okay, so basically,
alors d'autres produits.
Hold on, Pierre. My memory's not that good there, brother. So basically, what Pierre was saying was that they are not chimic. What's the word for chimic? They're not harsh chemicals. They're not harsh chemicals. So basically, they are natural products that are highly regulated, because France obviously is part of the EU. These products are all highly regulated and approved to be ecologically safe. Pierre was saying something that some amateurs are using chlorine, and that is highly illegal and unethical. But I mean, that's not something that they use. They're staying with the natural ingredients. Go on, Pierre.
Ces ingrédients qui sont utilisés sont extrêmement en plus dilués. On applique sur la façade une mousse. Comme ce sont des éléments naturels, ils vont manger les mousses, les lichens, etc., les parties organiques qui noircissent une façade, les silicones, etc. Le produit est appliqué, c'est une mousse qui n'est pas rincée, qui disparaît après quelques heures, mais qui reste active dans les 3 mois qui suivent.
So basically, the product that they spray on, is a bit diluted and it's more of a mousse. So they spray this mousse onto the side of the building, and what this mousse does is it organically eats all organic material that is on the building. Within a couple of hours, that mousse disappears and you can't see it anymore, but it remains active on the side of the buildings for 3 months. So for 3 months, it continues to do its work.
La façon dont on applique le produit est bien différente de ce qu'on connaît à l'heure actuelle. Je voudrais faire à ce point-là une comparaison. Les gens ont 3 options aujourd'hui. La première, c'est de se prendre des alpinistes. La deuxième, c'est de faire un échafaudage. La troisième, c'est d'utiliser des drones. Okay, celle de l'alpiniste.
Hold on, Pierre. So basically, at the moment, so he's saying what they're doing is completely different. There's 3 options as we stand today. So the first ones are the alpinists. These are the people that hang off the side of the buildings, on ropes, and then they come down and scrub the buildings. The second way is to go and build scaffoldings and to climb the buildings up via scaffoldings, and the third way is through drones.
La situation aujourd'hui des climbers, des alpinistes, la situation, elle est que la régulation les interdit de nettoyer des façades si un autre système moins dangereux peut être mis en place. Pour
what he's saying,
information, le Danemark a interdit les alpinistes sur les buildings il y a un mois.
so what he's saying is now with new regulations coming in, the alpinists or the Spider-Men or the people hanging off the side of buildings off ropes will not be allowed if there are other methods of cleaning. So, for example, Denmark has completely outlawed it. So any people in Denmark are not allowed to hang off the side of buildings to clean them. And because Denmark's part of Europe, France and the rest of Europe have to follow suit.
En ce qui concerne les échafaudages, mis à part le prix, les échafaudages nettoient les façades à haute pression. C'est une ancienne méthode qui existe depuis des années. Le problème de la haute pression, c'est que ça abîme les supports. C'est-à-dire qu'on va enlever des mousses, mais on va aussi enlever la peinture en même temps.
So he says that when it comes with scaffolding, it's very expensive. It takes a long time. And these guys are using high pressure. So they spray the mousse and then they rinse off the mousse with a high pressure gun. But then this also hurts the paint. So it takes the paint off the side of the buildings.
Là, le drone a un avantage considérable, c'est que le drone est sans contact. C'est-à-dire qu'on ne touche rien de la façade. Un alpiniste, il met les pieds sur des rebords en aluminium qui va tordre, etc. La haute pression va endommager une partie des supports, alors que le drone ne touche rien. Absolument rien.
So the one benefit of the drone is that it doesn't touch anything. The drone just flies on the side of the building. If you have a look at the alpinists, they're jumping off the side of the building. They can bend aluminium. They can bend. They can break things that are on the side of the building. If you look at the scaffolding, that's the high pressure hoses, which also damages the buildings. So the drones actually have a very big advantage when it comes to cleaning.
Je vais répondre là à une autre question qui va arriver. Alors, je vais anticiper un tout petit peu puisqu'on parle de ça. Une des questions est de dire, oui, mais quand on met un échafaudage, on peut refaire la peinture en même temps. On peut réparer quelques fissures. Alors, je voudrais rassurer notre auditoire en disant que nous travaillons à l'heure actuelle à faire les peintures de façade. Ça, c'est un stage qui est déjà assez avancé, qui arrivera en 2024. Et on est aussi en train de travailler pour des outils qui permettront de réparer une fissure, etc., sur une façade. Ça prend un peu plus de temps, là, on a commencé, mais là déjà, on est déjà en train d'anticiper une situation.
Okay, so basically he's going to say that an argument that can come up from the scaffold guys is that they can put up the scaffolding. As they put up the scaffolding, you know, they can repaint the building, they can fill up any cracks or stuff like that on the side of the building. However, what Pierre says there is that by 2024, these drones that Drone Tech has will actually be able to paint the buildings anyways. So the drones will not only be able to clean, but they'll also be able to paint. And then they're also busy in development now with the drones to also be able to repair cracks in buildings. So basically it's a complete win-win situation.
Je pense que j'ai répondu à la question.
Yeah, I think there was one more thing. BMB is asking, is there any impact of the mousse on plants? So like, for example, can that mousse harm vegetation?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not there. Okay, awesome. Ardent Real is asking, like, when you guys do fill up the cracks, will that be with an epoxy, or how would you guys fill up those cracks?
We are in development right now. We cannot answer this question, unfortunately.
Okay.
On est en développement, donc on n'en est pas là. Il faut créer des outils puisque le drone, lui, ça sera un robot à ce moment-là. Donc on est en train de créer des outils. Il y a des critères de remplacement de façade. Il y a des procédures. Nous, on ne fera que suivre les procédures. Okay, le crack, ça peut être réparé avec de l'époxy, mais ça peut être réparé aussi avec des produits acryliques. Aujourd'hui, je suis pas capable de répondre à cette question.
Okay, so he can't really answer you that question yet, Arden, because it's still in development. You know, he says there's more than one way to repair it. It could be with acrylic, it could be with epoxy, it could be with a couple of other things. T-Max, I'll answer that one quickly. Who designs and builds the drones? Yeah, that's KTV, because Drone Tech has got the sole rights of KTV for the whole of France.
Okay. Alors, the drone itself is very important. C'est essentiel dans le travail. Une des qualités que doit avoir le drone, pour des raisons de sécurité, pour des raisons de sérieux dans le travail, doit avoir une extrême stabilité.
So one of
Ça
the
veut dire
most
que le
important
drone doit
things
pouvoir
about
monter et descendre.
one of the most
Oui.
important things about drones is the stability of a drone. So that's why they went with KTV, was even though they're more expensive than other drones, they have the best stability and are basically the best drones on the market. Sorry, Pierre, I just jumped in there with the question.
Alors, juste pour la personne qui pose la question, cette personne est probablement très très au courant de ce qui se passe sur les drones. La marque des drones qui est utilisée, c'est DJI.
So the make of the drone is a company called DJI. So that is Delta Golf India, DJI.
Cette société fait les meilleurs drones actuellement sur le marché. Notre drone est un drone professionnel. Et DJI, puisqu'on a un développement qui est dans les meilleurs pour lui, dans ses clients, nous accorde 12 ans de garantie totale sur le drone, c'est-à-dire remplacement de pièces détachées, pièces endommagées, etc. Tout ce qui peut arriver sur le drone est 100% pris en charge par DJI, qui ouvre des bureaux partout où on est installé. Donc il y a un bureau en France, DJI aujourd'hui, qui lui sera en mesure de nous remplacer un drone. On est en train de discuter sur les délais, est-ce que ça sera une demi-journée en 24 heures, mais on a le support complet du fabricant, et ça c'est important.
DJI, sorry, sorry. Delta Juliet India. Sorry, that's my mistake. French G and J sound the same. Sorry. DJI. Thank you, Carl, for pointing that out to me, mate. So what Pierre was saying there was that DJI now, because Drone Tech is coming into France, they've opened up an office in France for a sole reason to support Drone Tech. All the drones are under warranty to have any parts that are broken or anything are replaced. You know, if any of the drones break or crash or whatever, they will be replaced by DJI. Got it.
Okay. Tu as d'autres questions?
So basically, I don't see any more questions there. So quickly, just to give you guys an update. So Pierre, when are you expecting to have your first job starting? I mean, basically, when are you expecting to start working?
We have a target of starting by the end of summer. Let's say July, end of July. Le problème pour avoir cette date, c'est que ça ne dépend pas que de nous.
Okay.
Il faut, là, il faudrait que tu traduises ça parce qu'après, je vais expliquer quelque chose qui est assez long.
Okay, so I'll translate that, then I'll try and get my memory ready for the long thing. Okay, so basically, Pierre says that he's planning on starting in the month of July, you know, the end of the French summer. There's a couple of factors that will come into play that don't depend 100% on him. And now he's told me to get my memory ready for a very long translation. So, okay, let's go.
Pour que tout le monde comprenne, le plus simple, c'est d'expliquer que toute la régulation des drones est exactement la même que celle d'un avion. Donc, dans un avion est certifié. Les gens qui ont entendu parler du 737 MAX, c'est un avion qui devait être certifié par un organisme indépendant. Le pilote doit avoir une certification et un training. Et des plans de vol sont déposés. Il n'y a aucune différence entre un drone qui va nettoyer une façade et un Boeing 747 qui va faire Paris-New York. C'est exactement pareil. Donc, tout le monde comprendra bien que ces autorisations prennent du temps. On dépend d'administration, et j'ajouterais qu'aussi on est en France. Donc, ça prend beaucoup de temps et ce n'est pas obligatoirement des délais qui sont toujours les mêmes. Le délai de Paris est plus long que celui de Marseille.
Pause there, Pierre. Okay. So what Pierre is saying that what people need to understand is that a drone follows very similar laws to an aeroplane. So, for example, an aeroplane that comes into a new country, it has to be registered by that country. It needs to get its airworthiness certificate for that country. Now, once that drone is actually, or that aeroplane has reached, has gotten its airworthiness certificate, then has to apply for rights. So, for example, I'm going to just use an example that I used earlier. If an airplane had to fly from JFK to Hawaii, they actually first have to put in a request for permission to fly that route. So it's exactly the same thing when it comes to a drone. So a drone would have to put in a request for permission to fly within a certain city. So what Pierre is saying there is some cities take longer than others. So, for example, Paris would take quite some time to get that authorization for flight within Paris, compared to a smaller town like, let's say, Toulouse or Lyon or Chambéry or something like that. So basically, the delays on which cities they can open will depend on which city it is and what legislations and laws are applicable to that city.
That is okay. That answers the question to the person.
Yeah, great. Carry on, mate.
Ok. Une autre chose que je voudrais aborder aujourd'hui pour que les gens comprennent bien ce qu'est KTV. KTV est accompagné d'un branding. KTV, c'est des véhicules qui sont bleus, ils sont tous bleus, ils sont tous de la même couleur. C'est du matériel. Les drones sont bleus. Les équipements des pilotes de drones, des ouvriers, sont avec des sacs à dos bleus, des combinaisons bleues, des lunettes bleues, un casque bleu, etc., etc. Donc il y a un branding aussi derrière qui permet de reconnaître les véhicules et les personnes quand elles travaillent ou quand elles se déplacent.
So what Pierre just said, I'm sure you guys understood a lot of blue there. So what Pierre just said is that KTV, the branding of KTV is blue. So the drones are blue, the uniforms are blue, even the glasses that the people wear is blue. So basically, they are working on the branding so that if anyone does see the brand of KTV, they will recognize it instantaneously. Pierre, just a quick one, just before you jump back in there. T-Max is based in Toulouse, so he said if you ever come out of Toulouse, he'd love to meet you for a beer or a cup of coffee.
A cup of coffee, I prefer.
A cup of coffee, perfect.
But just give him my contact, and we'll be probably in Toulouse too.
Okay, well then, T-Max, send me a DM, mate. Send me a DM, and I'll send you Pierre's phone number, and you're welcome to give him a call and go have a cup of coffee with him, mate.
Donc à Toulouse, puisqu'on parle de Toulouse, je vais prendre cet exemple, il est caractéristique. Je dois aller à Toulouse parce que on a eu un contact à Airbus Industries qui nous pose la question. Il dit on a beaucoup de mal à nettoyer les dômes des garages où on range les avions, où on gare les avions.
Okay, so Pierre's actually saying the reason why he's going to Toulouse is because he was contacted by Airbus, which Airbus had actually said to him that they want him to come and explore because they're having a lot of problems keeping their hangars clean. So there's a possible potential project for Drone Tech to go and clean the hangars of Airbus, which I think T-Max will understand because I mean that's absolutely huge.
Donc là, ça nous amène un petit peu sur quelque chose qui est important, c'est notre stratégie commerciale et marketing. Pour la partie marketing, on va beaucoup travailler sur les social media, bien évidemment. Et pour la partie vente, on s'oriente vers des chantiers récurrents. C'est-à-dire que on aura, je crois que Greg là, tu comprends bien ça, on aura des contrats avec des développeurs qui auront peut-être 500 buildings en France et sur lequel on passera des contrats de 10 ans en leur disant, écoutez, voilà, votre building, vous devez l'entretenir, vous voulez qu'il soit propre. On vous propose pendant 10 ans d'enlever ce souci de votre tête, on fait en sorte qu'il sera propre par nettoyage 2 fois ou 3 fois par an. Ce qui nous apportera pour nous de la récurrence dans nos ventes et ce qui apportera au client un coût qui sera moindre.
So basically what Pierre's saying there is that part of their marketing strategy and sales strategy, which will be on quite a bit of social media and all that, but most importantly, he's selling, I'm going to deviate a little bit from direct translation because I had a chat with him about this earlier. He's selling packages to developers, he's selling packages to companies. So for example, this will be a 10-year package. So for the 10-year package, he will have recurring business. So he will go and clean these buildings once a year, twice a year, once every 2 years. So basically, it'll be a recurring package. Now, the question I asked Pierre earlier, which might cause some confusion here, was I said to him, but Pierre, why must they clean the building once every 2 years if the law in France says it's only every 10 years? And then Pierre quite simply said to me, well, Greg, if it's a building made out of glass or with a lot of glass windows, those glass windows need to get cleaned regularly. So when you have a look at concrete buildings or stuff like that, the law might be 10 years, but he's setting up contracts as well with companies that have got buildings with a lot of glass. And for example, these buildings, he'll be cleaning them twice a year, 3 times a year. So it's a recurring business. So there'll always be the steady income from the current customers, plus then new income from every new customer that he gets, again on the same model of a recurring business. Just so that you know there, Pierre, T-Max actually works for Airbus. so he said it'll be nice to meet you there.
Sure. Okay. Just to give you also an answer to the question, why the people clean the building? Ce que vous savez peut-être pas, c'est que les buildings sont tous nettoyés régulièrement. Le marché en France du nettoyage de façade est de 1,1 milliard d'euros par an.
God, okay. So basically, he said the current market in France, the whole of France. Oh God, milliard, is that billion? Milliard, I think that's a billion.
Right.
Okay, so basically it's 1.1 billion euros a year. Currently, that's the current turnover of cleaning of buildings in France per year at the moment. Pierre, I got a question here from BMB. How many square meters of jobs have you already got lined up? How many are booked already that are confirmed and good to go?
Alors, booked by contract, none. Because we need to have to sign the contract, we need to have the authorization from the civil aviation. Ben, on n'a pas. Ce qu'on a en prospect, c'est-à-dire des gens, aujourd'hui, on a à peu près 20 000 mètres carrés.
Okay, so from prospects, so what Pierre is saying, until they can sign the actual contract, they need to have the authorization for the drone to operate in that city. But from a promise of engagement, they've got over 20,000 square meters. So through a promise of engagement, or a MOU of understanding with these companies, as soon as that license goes through for that city, he's sitting right now at 20,000 square meters.
Alors, je voudrais rajouter quelque chose, c'est qu'il y aura une énorme différence entre le moment où on va faire le premier travail, où que ce soit, et maintenant. Quand l'expérience dit que quand on commence un chantier, on a accès à des médias comme la télévision, etc. Et là, on a une exposition qui est très forte et on a beaucoup de demandes. Ça, c'est une expérience des gens qui ont déjà des drones qui tournent. Par exemple, le Danemark a un drone qui tourne, il y a 2 drones qui tournent en permanence. Entre le moment de leur prévision et le moment de leur réalisation, la différence est énorme.
So basically what Pierre is saying is that from where we're sitting now and from where we'll be sitting when we start, there will be a lot of media attention. There will be a lot of information on that. So how fast he will grow will be really, really fast. BNB, we did answer that one. How long is the licensing process? Again, the licensing process depends on each city. So, I mean, I know, for example, Pierre told me that for Chambéry, it's about a week or 2 weeks because he's quite well connected. He's from that neck of the woods. But with, like, for example, France, that might take a month. With Paris, sorry, that might take about a month. So, but again,
for your information,
you go on, Pierre.
je ne veux pas aller trop dans le détail, mais là, on est en train de travailler sur un chantier de commencer à l'étudier, à faire les dépôts d'autorisation, parce qu'on sait que ça va être très long, à Boulogne-Billancourt, qui est dans Paris. Donc là, on aura une meilleure maîtrise des temps. Mais il y a tout un travail en amont, avant de mettre le premier drone en circulation, qui nous permet de travailler sur les ventes et les promesses de vente pendant qu'on obtient ces autorisations. Afin
Okay, hold on, my memory, brother, my memory. Okay, so basically, Pierre, Bobigny, c'est ça?
Oui.
Okay, so basically, they're busy doing now a study in Bobigny in Paris, and for that, they're going to start the application now for the license for that area. And once that license has been approved, then he will have a good idea of exactly how long it will take. Again, it just comes down to bureaucracy, guys. I mean, sadly, he doesn't own the government, so it'll take as long as what the government allows it to do. But I mean, it's not going to be years. I mean, we're talking weeks or months. I mean, we're definitely not talking years. So as soon as he gets that one done, then he will have a better idea exactly with the bigger cities how long that would take. Is there anything, Pierre, that you see that would not that would prevent approval? Like, is there something that could happen that, like, a drone will not be approved to do a job?
Non.
No. Okay.
Non. Non. J'ai eu quelques meetings avec l'aviation civile et les parties concernées. C'est une question. Le problème du délai, il est dû à un loading important. J'explique. Je vais essayer d'être clair et de faire simple. Les drones sont pris en charge dans les autorisations. Il y a différents niveaux de drones. Il y a celui qui achète son drone pour jouer dans son jardin et celui qui le fait professionnellement. Là, il y a toute une quantité de drones au milieu. Je vais vous donner un chiffre. La région Rhône-Alpes, qui est le sud-est de la France, une partie du sud-est de la France, c'est 4000 applications actuellement.
Okay,
le problème, c'est que c'est un seul service qui s'occupe de ça.
Okay, so basically what Pierre was saying was he's already spoken with the aviation authorities. They don't foresee any problems with it, so that shouldn't be a problem. However, what he was saying, like, for example, there's different drones. You've got the recreational drone, you've got the working drones. I mean, obviously, you've got the military drones. So I mean, there's different classifications of drones. Now, the organization that works on issuing licenses for drones, they get about 4,000 applications at a time, and it's just one organization that does it. So that could slow things down a little bit. Go on, Pierre.
Ce qu'il faut voir aussi, il faut regarder, puisque on parle entre nous ici, sont des gens on est tous des gens qui regardons les nouvelles technologies. On est dans la nouvelle technologie. Dans la nouvelle technologie, il y a aussi des délais et des retards. Ce qui existe dans tout. Si vous regardez les grands travaux qui sont effectués dans votre ville, vous verrez que les plannings qui avaient été prévus sont largement dépassés, sans parler des coûts d'ailleurs, sont largement dépassés. Donc, effectivement, il y a une période, la période de démarrage est toujours une période assez sensible, parce que il y a des délais qu'on ne maîtrise pas toujours. L'administration ne maîtrise pas, par exemple. Donc, c'est un délai qui est difficile, on les rencontre, on les voit, on fait avancer. KTV a des références, donc on a des contacts, mais à un moment, si on tombe sur quelqu'un qui dit je mettrai le coup de tampon demain, pas aujourd'hui, on peut rien faire.
Okay, so basically, what Pierre is saying there, in very simple layman's terms, is that like with every new technology comes a new hurdles and new barriers, that need to be crossed. He's working on those barriers as best what he can. There'll always be, when there comes new technologies, maybe some delays and all that, but I mean, those delays are not the end of the world, and basically he's confident on where he is now and where we're going, and on achieving those goals.
Il faut rajouter quelque chose, c'est que entre Skyfi et DroneTech, il y a un agrément, et dans cet agrément, il y a une partie qui est très importante, c'est communiquer l'information, c'est-à-dire que de donner aux gens des informations, quels sont les stages, est-ce qu'on les a franchis, on les a pas franchis, est-ce qu'ils prennent du temps, plus de temps que prévu, moins de temps que prévu. Donc il y a toute cette phase explicative qui doit être suivie sérieusement afin que Skyfi puisse donner des informations à d'autres.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So basically, part of our agreement with Pierre is that we need to get regular updates, which so every update, each process and each step that he goes through, we get those updates, which we can then share with the community. So I mean, that's just an important thing to know, with our agreement, is that there's a very open communication. I mean, Pierre and myself, we're on the phone with each other at least 3 times a week, to get updates of what's going on and all that. So, and then that information then obviously filters down to the community.
Je pense que s'il y a des questions, des gens, ils peuvent te les faire passer, et puis tu me les fasses passer, puis qu'on puisse répondre. Ça peut pas de problème, hein. C'est open, hein.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, brother.
Ce que je viens de te dire, c'est que les gens veulent te poser des questions, ils te les posent, et puis on y répond, hein. Voilà, c'est aussi simple que ça, hein.
Oh yes, I mean, Pierre says, I mean, whenever you guys have got a question, throw it out there. One of us will always be able to contact him and get you guys the answer. So it's very important to have this open line of communication, and he'll always give the answers that he can give.
Il y a quelques points sur lesquels je ne pourrais pas répondre. Il y a des secrets technologiques sur lesquels je ne répondrai pas. Il y a des points qui sont sensibles sur lesquels je ne répondrai pas. Mais dans la façon générale de travailler, on répondra à toutes les questions.
Yeah, I mean, he says obviously, if there's like some technology stuff that are under NDA or something like that he's got with KTV or whatever, obviously he wouldn't be able to share that. But anything that comes to the company or the structure or the actual workings of the drones or the, I mean, the one thing that I really have to tell you guys that I was quite amazed about with Pierre, I was actually dumbfounded with it. I mean, when Pierre told me about this BlueTAC, which gives the actual invoicing, one of my first questions, it's not a question that I just asked to Pierre, it's a question that we've asked every single company that's approached us, for the same kind of help in launching their company. As I said, the first question we ask is, what transparency is there? How do we know what you're actually earning? Because we have to report to you guys, obviously, and how do we know that what you're earning is what you're earning? And I was actually sitting at Pierre's house when I asked him this question, and he just smiled at me and said, well, Greg, I'll just give you direct access to the invoices. So every time the drones are working, you will know exactly how much they've earned. So I mean, when it comes to transparency with Pierre, I must say I'm absolutely amazed. Yes, I mean, with Pierre, any question we've asked him, he's always answered us. I mean, I know he's got a couple of very big projects that I cannot tell you. He has told me who they are, but I mean, they are highly, highly confidential. But I know he's in the final stages of getting those ones approved, or MOUs for those companies approved once the licensings get approved. And I mean, it's absolutely huge. The potential is really, really huge. But now, I don't know if maybe, especially like TMAX or anyone, if any of you guys want to ask Pierre a question directly, go ahead, unmute yourself, ask him a question. If you want to ask him a question in English, go ahead and ask him that question in English and I'll translate it.
Ce que je veux dire aussi, je suis, comme beaucoup des gens qui nous écoutent, un investisseur aussi. j'ai mis de l'argent dedans cette affaire et je suis aussi, comme vous, très content de savoir qu'on va rentrer de l'argent plus rapidement. On est dans le même bateau.
So basically,
Il n'y a pas une...
what Pierre is saying is that he's already put tons of his own money into this project, and you know, he's really excited with the opportunity of working with you know, with Skyfi, which is going to help expand much quicker, and that way, you know, with all of us being in the same boat, you know, as you know, the quicker that income comes in, the quicker that everyone makes income, you know, and gets that through rewards and through distribution. So yeah, he's really excited for that.
Le point qui est important aussi, qu'il faut voir, c'est que c'est pas uniquement les drones. Je crois qu'il faut aussi voir le développement de l'ensemble drone, Blue Tag et son développement futur. On n'est qu'au début de quelque chose qui commence à bouger. Au tout début.
So Pierre says that we're actually, you know, just, you know, if you go and have a look at all the technology, you know, I mean, if you include the drones and if you include the software Blue Tag, sorry. So if you include all of that, we are really in the very beginning of something amazing, you know, something that's really, really going to grow.
Okay, on a d'autres questions?
So does anyone else have another question there? I mean, Kyle, I know you're sitting there. Brent, I mean, you guys all know Pierre quite well, but I mean, if you guys have any questions to throw out, go ahead. You know, anyone else in the community, go on, you know. I mean, Pierre's here. He's here for you guys. Okay, I see Dark TW's typing, so I'll wait for you to finish typing there, mate. I'll read your question. I see Grand Lama's also typing, so go ahead, guys. Take your time. Okay, Green. Is the amount of money found yet to start properly? Okay, so again, I think I alluded to this in the last one. We are getting there. We do have agreements in place with Pierre, so we do have brackets to reach. As soon as we reach these brackets, you know, then we can start the funding process towards Pierre. We're not far. But I mean, again, we've only been open, what now? We've been open 48, 72 hours, not even, you know, since what we've launched. We've raised close to 50K there. So I mean, I'm really confident. You know, if I come back onto the back of another project that we worked on, it took us over 2 weeks to mint out 500 NFTs. So basically, with Pierre, we have till the end of April to provide funding for him, and I have no worries or no concerns that we will reach our baskets. So we will get there. Is there an opportunity? T-Max is asking you, Pierre, is there an opportunity to clean Airbus buildings as well as the hangars?
Okay, on va dans un détail, je vais aller plus loin. On peut nettoyer les buildings d'Airbus et on est même en train de travailler avec un autre aéroport pour avoir l'autorisation de nettoyer les avions eux-mêmes.
Oh, I'll come back to that one. I'm a bit surprised by that one. Okay, but okay. So yeah, to answer that question, it is possible to clean the Airbus buildings. So he will still enter into negotiations with Airbus when he comes down to Toulouse. But then he said something which actually surprised me a bit because I understood differently. So I'm going to ask you a question on that one, Pierre. I recall one time we had a conversation where you said that drones were not allowed to clean airplanes. So has that changed?
It's just a matter, we work on it because we don't give up when we have an idea. In fact, it's a matter of authorization. Today, the planes are cleaned by a crane, right, a boom lift. Donc, on est aujourd'hui en train d'obtenir une autorisation d'un aéroport. On va se servir de cet aéroport pour convaincre les autres aéroports de nettoyer les avions.
Okay, so basically what Pierre just said now is that they've identified an airport in France. They're going to use that as a pilot study to clean the aeroplanes, and if that is successful, then they'll be able to possibly spread out to other airports. So they need to do a proof of concept of how the drones can clean the aeroplanes. Wow, I actually didn't even know that. Okay, so that I keep telling you guys, Pierre always throws a surprise at me. So I mean, that's the second surprise today. Thank you, Pierre.
Non, c'est pas une surprise, c'est que je travaille, c'est tout. Donc il y a des outputs, je les donne.
So Pierre saying it's not a surprise, he's just working. So okay, so great. What is the pressure and flow range of the pressure washers?
Alors, pressure, I give you the rate of the pressure machine because you cannot, when you go more you go high on the building, but the pressure go low. We have a pressure machine going to 200 bar, BAR. Je sais pas si ça dit quelque chose, c'est en PSI
Yeah,
que les gens parlent aussi.
No, 200 bars fine, that's understandable. So basically what Pierre just said, I'll just translate his English there, was that the higher the drone goes, the less the pressure is, but at the pressure comes out at 200 bars.
Alors, la machine est à 200 bars parce que c'est une question de confort, hein, on va pas l'utiliser à 200 bars, mais ça va varier entre 50 bars et 150 bars. Il faut savoir aussi que c'est une pression pour certaines applications avec de l'eau chaude.
Okay, so he said that basically the machine will be set to between 50 and 150 bar, and some of the applications of it actually use hot water to do the cleaning. Yeah, I see BNB is typing there again.
Ce qu'on peut dire aussi, c'est que pour que les gens aient une idée du concept, tout le matériel qui sont les machines, compresseurs pour l'eau, l'osmosis, le reverse osmosis, etc. Tout ça a été monté en kit par une société germano-danoise qui tout ça rentre dans un fourgon et on n'a qu'un fourgon à mettre sur un chantier et on peut tout sortir. Le drone aussi, tout est dans le fourgon.
Okay, so basically a fourgon, a trailer. So basically all this kit, the water, the drums, the chemicals, the compressors, all that, they all go into a trailer or a van, and they all this whole kit is put together by a French-Danish company, and
German-Danish.
Oh, sorry, German-Danish. Sorry, first mistake of the night, and they and basically, so then they can just pull this whole kit with them from one job site to the next job site. BNB is asking, okay, so he was asking more about the low range because for planes he imagines they need to be on the low end of the range. So is that consistent with your research? So for cleaning the planes, obviously the drones need to be at very low pressure.
Yeah, depends the support, depends the job. It's really different setting. Okay, when we spray the mousse, for example, we are at very low pressure, very low pressure.
Okay, so
but je vais essayer d'expliquer, mais c'est un peu compliqué. C'est vraiment technique là. On va dans une partie très technique. Mais la pression, par exemple, de l'eau quand on va nettoyer un building avec des balcons, il est bien évident que les balcons en général font 1,50 m à 2 mètres. On n'aura pas la même pression au niveau du balcon qu'on aura sur la margelle qui est en dessus, qui elle est en ciment. Donc la pression va varier.
Yeah, okay, so
c'est un drone intelligent qui dit c'est un peu compliqué.
So what he's saying is that it depends on the material that you ask. I mean, if you're flying up and you're cleaning a balcony upstairs, which is made of tiles or glass or whatever, it's not going to be the same pressure as if you were lower down cleaning cement. So yeah, so basically, I mean, guys, if you guys have got any more questions, I mean, otherwise, I know Pierre's got quite a bit to do. It's Saturday, so I don't want to take up too much of his time. I'm glad you guys got to chat with them. T-Max, please send me a DM. Pierre, actually, you're gonna have to send me a WhatsApp message because I don't have your French number. I've just got your Thai number. Well, just send it to me online, mate.
Martin have my WhatsApp.
Okay, awesome. So I'll grab that from Martin, and then then I'll get that through to you. Team Max, grab a cup of coffee with Pierre. And yeah, awesome, guys. I mean, Ardent, I see Ardent's busy typing.
One thing I want, je voudrais rajouter quelque chose puisqu'on n'en a pas parlé. Je voudrais qu'on parle un tout petit peu du prix. Notre drone va faire chuter les prix de la façade en nous donnant des marges très confortables. Parce qu'on travaille plus vite, et c'est une question de temps, puisque ce qu'on paye surtout, ce sont les opérateurs, pour le moment, puisqu'on a des opérateurs. Mais il faut savoir qu'une façade, un nettoyage de façade, au minimum, on sera 30% moins cher que les applications, les nettoyages de façade actuels. Donc, c'est sensible pour le client. Je voulais rajouter ça, et je voudrais rajouter une autre chose. On parlait des délais administratifs, etc. Il faut qu'on anticipe aussi, pour ces grosses sociétés, pour ces gros buildings, comme Airbus, par exemple, le délai du client pour prendre sa décision. Des fois, il faut qu'il rapporte à un board, donc c'est un peu compliqué en termes de délai.
Okay, so what Pierre is saying there was the one thing to remember is that also with these drones, what makes it very interesting to companies is that apart from being a lot faster than scaffolding and all that kind of stuff, they are a minimum of 30 to 50% cheaper than doing the work manually, and also when it comes to delays and all that, like for example, he threw out Airbus there again, but the delays apart from anything with licensing and all that is also for the companies to decide when they're going to sign and all that kind of stuff, which is again why it's so important to have such competitive pricing. So I mean, if you can go to a company and say, right, guys, we're going to clean your building. If you do it manually, it's going to take you, I don't know, a week, and it's going to cost you X amount. I'm going to do this for you in 2 days, and it'll cost you Y. So basically, the important thing is to sway the companies over, which I think Pierre's doing a very, very good job. Pierre, by the way, Ardent had a very good idea for you. He said you should go and contact the marine docks at the harbors because the cleaning of the cranes is a very big opportunity because they have to pay a lot to have bird crap cleaned, and they're still using a fire hose from a boat to clean. So Adam's giving you an idea there to go and contact the marinas.
Give my contact to him, and if you have an idea, I have some contact of the marine, but I used to be a ship captain, if you remember.
I know you were a ship captain, but I think I'll translate. En fait, il est en train de dire qu'il pense que tu devrais aller contacter les marinas, parce que les marinas, ils ont les grues. Et les grues,
Oui.
ils sont toujours remplis du merde des oiseaux, en gros. Alors,
Et les bateaux.
Voilà, et les bateaux. Alors, il dit qu'il faut les contacter pour nettoyer les grues. Sorry, just translating that.
Merci. Merci, c'est bien. On ne donne pas de commission, hein.
So Ardent, he says he's not going to give you a commission, but I'll make sure he gives you a commission there, brother. But yeah. Okay. Well.
Okay.
Well, guys, I think that's about it. I mean, AMA has been going on for an hour now. So I don't want to take up too much of the time. But thanks everyone for joining us. Vince, I saw you were typing earlier and you stopped typing, so I'll wait for your question quickly there, mate, and then we'll end with that. Okay, no, he's saying all thank you. So they're all saying merci beaucoup, Pierre, très informatif.
Merci.
So yeah. Okay, well, guys, awesome, and yeah, so we'll chat to you guys in Discord. I'll get this AMA up and running. It's midnight here where I am, so I'll get that up for you guys tomorrow morning. And yeah, cheers again, guys. Much appreciated. And Pierre, thank you again for your time, brother.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, Pierre.
Good night. Thanks.